Hi friends, in last day's class we discussed how statements can be converted from direct speech to indirect speech. So today what we are going to discuss is how questions can be converted to indirect speech. Okay, shall we get started? Yes. Today we will discuss interrogative sentences. That is how to change questions to indirect speech. Okay, before going to the lessons, you must know some basic facts about questions. That is, there are two types of questions. One is question word question. Another one is yes or no question. That is, question word question means in this special kind of question, the question will start with a question word. That is, where do you come from? An example, where do you come from? This is a question, no? So this starts with a question word, that is, where. Another one, how old are you? This is also another question, start with a question word. Okay, see, there are many question words. You know, what, which, when, where, why, how many, how long, how far, like that, isn't it? Yeah. So there are so many question words, and if this question starts with any such question words, it is a question word question. Okay. For example, where do you come from? What do you want? How is your mother? Which is your book? Okay, in all these questions, you know that it starts with a question word. Okay, so this can be termed as question word question. Another one is yes or no question. Means this question may start with, this question will definitely start with an auxiliary verb, and in answer to this question you can state yes or no. For example, do you really know magic? Someone asks you, do you really know magic? Your answer can be either yes or no. Another one, do you know the way to the station? Somebody asks you, do you know the way to the station? Your answer can be either yes or no. So that is why this type of questions are termed as yes or no questions. Okay, in this type of questions, this question will start with an auxiliary verb like, do you like ice creams? Okay. See, questions will start with an auxiliary verb. Another one, can you tell me the secret? Can you tell me the secret? Okay, see, this question starts with an auxiliary verb. Okay, like, do you believe in ghosts? Another question, do you believe in ghosts? This question also starts with an auxiliary verb. Okay, so in yes or no questions, the questions will start with an auxiliary verb. In this case, question word question, this will start with a question word, whereas in this type of questions, the question will start with an auxiliary verb. Okay, these are the two types of questions. So we have already discussed two different types of questions, that is question word question and yes or no questions. That is the questions that starts with a question word and some other questions that starts with auxiliary verbs. Okay, these two types of questions have different rules when we convert them into indirect speech. Okay, so that first of all, let's discuss question word questions. That is the questions that starts with a question word. Okay, so that is it. Consider this question. The tourist said, "Where is the Taj Mahal?" Was the question? Where is the Taj Mahal? Who told this? The tourist. Okay, first and foremost, we need to know which reporting verb can be used in case of questions. See, you know that in the case of statements, we used two reporting verbs, said and told. What in the case of questions? Okay, do you know which is the reporting verb that can be fit for these questions? Yes, the reporting verb is asked. Okay, can also use inquired. So here I choose asked. Okay, so first of all, you must use the reporting verb asked. Okay, so the tourist asked. Okay, so this is the first rule I told you. You have to use the reporting verb asked. And the second rule is this. You know, this is a question. So you have to change the question format, this question form, to declarative form. That is, you have to convert this question form to statement form. Okay, declarative form. And you must not use question mark. Instead of that, what you need to use, the punctuation mark, what you need to use in indirect speech is full stop, because you are converting this question format to statement form, declarative form. That's why. Okay. You know that this is a question word question. That is, already you have a question word here. What is it? Where. Okay, shall we just try how can we convert this sentence into indirect form? Okay. The tourist. Okay, the reporting verb we use is asked. You know that. Okay. The tourist asked. And the question word is here already. Where? You can use the same question word here. Okay. So that the tourist asked where. Next. Where is the Taj Mahal? See, question word, auxiliary verb, subject. So here you have the question format, that is question word, auxiliary and then subject. Okay, so this is the question format. I told you that question format is to be converted to declarative form. So that here you should just reverse the auxiliary and subject. How you know? See, here you have the auxiliary verb first, then you have the subject. But when you convert this into indirect speech, you have to use the subject first. Okay, so where is? You should not use auxiliary verb next to the question word, but instead you have to use the subject. You must use the subject. Okay, so that the subject here is the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal. Okay, so question word is here, after which you need to use the subject instead of auxiliary. Okay, here you have the subject and next comes the auxiliary. Okay, see what is auxiliary here? Is in the present form, and present will be changed to past. Okay, you know that the rules we have already studied. So is present form will convert it to be the past form, that is was, and next what follows is full stop, not question mark. Okay, that is it. So you got it. Let me repeat it once again for you. First of all, we have used the reporting verb asked here. Next, since we have already a question word here, use the same question word, and following the question word, you need to use the subject, not the auxiliary. That is the second rule. What is it? After the question word, you need to use the subject. Okay, that's the second rule. So come to the next example. Let's come to the next example. What do you want? He said to her. Okay, let's try. He said to her. He said to. You know that the reporting verb, what you need to use is asked. Okay, he asked her. Here again, you have a question word. What? He asked her what, following the question word, what to use. What is it? That is the subject. See here, the subject is you. You means he said to her. Okay, and so that you means her, isn't it? He said to her. What do you? See here, you means her. So she is the subject here, isn't it? He asked her what she. Subject you is changed to she. So he asked her what she. Okay. Next verb is want. It's in the present form, which when we convert to reported speech, we'll change it to past form, that is wanted. What she wanted. See, here you have a do here. Do simply you can neglect. Okay, that is do plus want means want itself. So in the case of, questions, if you have, when you report it, if you have do in direct speech, you can simply neglect it. Okay, the rule is simple, do plus want means want itself. Okay, so whenever you whenever you meet a do here in the direct speech, you can simply neglect that. Okay, that is it. So the answer would come like this. He asked her what. Next, subject she. The verb is in present form, want. That will be converted to wanted. Okay, next, full stop instead of question mark. That is it. Another example. My friend said to me, why have you kept me waiting? Okay, my friend said to. You know that it is asked. My friend asked me. See, why have you kept me waiting? You have a question word here already, that is why. See, question word will follow the subject, you know that. Okay, why have you? Who actually you here? My friend asked me. So you means, here it is, me. Okay, my friend is asking this to me. So that why have you? You means it is me. Okay, so why me to I? Okay, why I? Next, here you have auxiliary verb have. See, have means present perfect. We studied the rule that, you know the rule. Have present perfect will be converted to past perfect, that is had. Why I had kept. My friend is asking me this. Okay, my friend is only mentioned. We don't know whether it is a boy or a girl, isn't it? So it can be used according to as you like. You can write whether it can be he or she. Why I had kept. I'm using her here. You can also use him because my friend means we don't know whether it is a boy or a girl. So that why I had kept her waiting. Full stop. We have already discussed questions that start with question words. Okay, what we are gonna discuss next is questions that starts with auxiliary verbs. Questions that start with auxiliary verbs. Okay, just consider the sentence. Do you like this book? Its answer can be either yes or no. So this is yes or no question that start with an auxiliary verb. Okay. So do you like this book? She said to him. Here you know that you don't have a question word here. So what will you do? Let's see. She said to, you know that asked, no? Yes. She asked him. Okay. Have you any question word here in the question? No. In case if you don't have a question word and the question starts with an auxiliary verb, what you need is you should give a substitute for that. Do you know what it is? Okay. Instead of this question word, you can use either if or whether. Okay, we'll substitute it with if or whether. Okay, because it is not any question word here in the question. Okay, let me use whether here. You know why we used whether here? You don't have any question word at all here in the question. That's why you used whether. So this is the first rule for questions that starts with auxiliary verb. Okay, in such questions you need to substitute the question word. Instead of question words you need to use if or whether. So that's the first rule. Okay, so she asked him whether. Okay, after that what do you need to use? You know that it is subject. Okay, see here you means who actually? She said to him. So you means he. Okay, she asked him whether he. Okay, instead of question word you used whether here. After that you used subject. Okay, see next comes a verb like. I told you that this auxiliary do you can simply neglect in the case of questions when you report. I told you that if you get whenever you come across do you can simply neglect that. So next you need to come back to the verb. Verb here is like. Like means it is in present form. That will be converted to past form. That is liked. This book, this, you know that this will be converted to that book. Full stop. Okay. So, she, instead of said to, you use the ask, you just used the asked, the reporting verb asked here. Next, here you hadn't any question words, so you substituted it with whether. Okay. Here you had the verb in present form, and so that you converted to its past form. Here was a term this, so you converted that to that. So these are the changes. Okay. Next example. My mother said to me, did you enjoy the wedding? Okay, let's try. My mother, okay, said to, asked, isn't it? Yes. My mother asked me, have you any question words here? No. It starts with an auxiliary verb, so that you know that you have to use either if or whether. Let me use whether here. My mother asked me whether, so you know that following this you need to use the subject only. Okay, so who is the subject here? Did you? You means who actually? My mother said to me, so you means it is me. Okay, me. Okay, so how it would come? My mother asked me whether I, this I. My mother asked me whether I. Okay, next let's come to the verb. It is enjoy here. Enjoy means, at first glance you may think that this is present tense, simple present tense, but no. See, you have the auxiliary did here. I told you that if you get do, you can simply neglect that, but it is not in the case of did. Okay, I told you if you get do, you can neglect it, but if you get did, did plus enjoy will make it enjoyed. Enjoyed means that is actually, the verb is actually in its past form here, not in the present form. Okay, so whenever you find did, okay, whenever you come across did, beware of that. Okay, so did plus enjoy will make the verb past form, verb in its past form. That is, the verb here is actually in its past form here. You know that if you get a verb in its past form, simple past form, you need to convert it into past perfect. Okay, so how it would be here? Asked me whether enjoyed to had enjoyed the wedding. Okay, that is it. Next one. She said to him, can you tell me the secret? Okay, she said to. Asked. The reporting verb is asked, you know that. She asked him. Okay, here again. The question starts with an auxiliary verb. So you need to substitute whether again. Okay, whether. Next, what you need to use is the subject. You know that. So you. Okay, she said to him, can you? So you here means him. Okay, so she asked him whether he. Okay, whether he. Next, see, here you have one auxiliary, modal auxiliary can. You know that how the modal auxiliaries are converted when they are reported, isn't it? Can, you know that it will be converted to could. Okay, so she asked him whether he can't could. Whether he could tell me. Can you tell me? Me means actually who is here? That is she. She is asking the question, no? So that me means she. So he could tell her the secret. I think the lessons that we covered up today is convincing to you. We will soon meet again with another topic, that is with imperative sentences. Okay? Until then, take care. Bye bye.